Welcome to another webinar by RepStack, and thanks for joining us. I'm hoping that most of you guys are digital marketing agency owners. Both Jeff and I have been digital marketing agency owner. I still am 13-year digital marketing agency veteran from Calgary, Canada, and Jeff has run his own digital marketing agency in the lawn care niche. Was it, Jeff?
Childcare.
Childcare, and Jeff actually sold that agency, and then he became a coach to digital marketing agency owners, and he's currently our chief growth officer at RepStack, and we love to have him on board and help us out with a lot of strategic directions, and he's coaching us through our immense growth that we're having, and the whole concept of RepStack started out because of the frustrations that I've had as a digital marketing agency owner. And you think about, and today's topic is, by the way, also uh, what virtual associate you should be hiring first. So at RepStack, our terminology for our people is associates. We shy away from assistant, but so if you want to think in the VA word, what should be your first hire? And we're really talking about strategic growth here inside your agency, because I'm sure as agency owners, a lot of you guys are doing amazing in terms of fulfillment. You're doing a kick-ass job for that ad campaign or that website, and you're drawing people to you're getting the phone ringing for your clients. And when it comes to doing the same for ourselves, you know, a lot of times it's hit and miss. And the biggest reason is that we're doing this amazing job for our clients. We're just not doing it for ourselves. And imagine all the energy that goes into delivering results for our clients. We need to create some sort of energy on our side and treat your own agency as a client and run these functions around it. And so when it comes down to when we think about growth, we tend to think about sales, that, hey, I need more sales, more. I need to be able to close deals and things like that. And I have done that myself. I think 2 years, 3 years ago, a long time ago as well, back in 2010, 2011, hired the sales team and got them to set appointments for me and things like that. And, it's been hit and miss, mainly a miss for me, because it's just not sustainable. Like, people are getting so many calls already, another cold call out of the blue to set up a website or SEO campaign or marketing campaign. It may have worked for some of you guys, but it never worked. But and then the concept of RepStack, where we're going to get into that. But Jeff, do you have any stories like that where we sometimes as agency owners, we're thinking that in order for us to grow, we need to invest in a sales outfit and just start focusing on sales?
Oh yeah, I mean, I was at my agency for 9 years, and for the first 7 years, I didn't have a funnel. So it was, to your point, always hit and or miss. I went to, a conference, and I'd get more work than I could handle at a childcare conference, and then I'd come back, and after, let's say, 60 days, I'd work through all of those leads, and then I'm like, what am I doing next? And then I do a little calling, and then I'd hire a sales associate or somebody to do cold calling or whatever.
Yeah,
it was always frustrating. And finally, when I got involved, quite honestly, with seven-figure agency, I got my funnels in place. I started to understand what a sales team needed. And I think everybody needs to understand this. Now, my background, I owned a landscape company prior to this, so a traditional business that I grew to $5 million. But in the digital virtual world, I was struggling for a long time. To your point of you talked about your 13 years, I had 9 years. I grew every year, but boy, it was a lot of work because I didn't have anybody working on building my list, taking care of my leads. I can remember days where the lead would come in on Monday and I wouldn't get to it till Thursday or Friday, because I was also trying to take care of the fulfillment side of the business, right? So You
Oh,
know,
don't get me started there on the fulfillment side.
well, and my point is simple. If, and we're going to talk about this, but if somebody else is in charge of making sure that lead gets nurtured, gets on your calendar, um, you're going to close more deals. And that's exactly what happened when I put that position in place for my recruiting business as well. So I have now today I do coaching and recruiting. And so having somebody that wakes up every day and works for growing your business at a reasonable price is going to lead to success.
Yeah, no, that's a great segue, Jeff, because by the way, on Jeff's introduction, a little late again, Jeff is also a chief operating officer at Diverse Recruiting Experts. It's a multi seven-figure agency helping out with diversity recruitment to medium and large size organizations in the US. So they're doing an amazing job there. So that's why Jeff and I gel so together because uh, we have the digital marketing experience. He's coached people. He's run his own businesses and running currently inside the HR field where kind of we're related as well. So let's get back to what's the first person you guys need to hire. So now we kind of, and before we move into that, I'm just going to give my 2 cents about this. Is that uh, how to explain investing in your own marketing, because that's where we're going right now, guys. Like, you need to have your own funnels. You're building them out for your clients, and you don't have a funnel for yourself. I don't know. I wanted to use some harsh words today, but and it goes true for myself. I did that for 13 years, and I know of so many people. And then you all of a sudden, because we think that we can figure out everything, but we can. We can't do marketing full time, and we can't do sales full time, and then we can't do account management full time. And that's if you are under if you're less than seven-figure agency right now, somewhere in 600,000 500,000 or even less than that in annual revenue, then I can almost bet that you're doing some of those things right now inside your agency, where you're doing sales, you're doing some sort of marketing, and then you're the full-time account manager for all your clients. I hope I'm wrong, but I've seen that time and time again, because we have these amazing people doing all the great work, building out funnels and setting marketing campaigns for our clients. We just don't have that. Corin said so true. Yeah, man. So that's how it's been going, and now you need to flip the switch and just if you think that these are the three key things that you're doing, and what it is going to take you to step back from this stuff, so that you can get actually better people who can do this full time. We've been only doing this part time at best, right? Because all of a sudden you need to close another $20,000 in sales, and you go in the sales mode and you drop completely. And then now once you have these clients onboarded, now you got to support them. You're taking calls, you're out shopping with the wife, and you get this client, and you're maybe having a yelling match with the client now if things are not going so well. So I've been there. So now what we want to do is that we want to replace us. If you're like a 300 $400,000 agency, I'm hoping that you're taking home 150,000 yourself, but doing these entry level jobs. You're being a marketing assistant to your agency, and probably not doing a great job. You're being a salesperson. I'm hoping that you're doing a great job because you're still closing deals. And then you're being an account manager, which is for people who are the agency owners like you. A lot of you guys are visionaries. That's the day to day, and you can get somebody who's really excited about that and come in and do that a lot better than us, and do full time. And the best part about having an account manager, it gives you a buffer between you and the client, and gives you a clean thinking space to focus on marketing and sales going forward. So can we, Khizr, pull up that diagram that you guys created for this presentation? By the way, we have this cool presentation for you guys as well. So we'll drop the link in the chat, and it'll be emailed out to you guys as well. So right there, yeah, that's a bicycle. and right order of hiring for three key roles. So, we've had, we're about 15, 16 months into our journey as RepStack, and started with the one person, with the right client in the right role. That person was actually a sales assistant, but the only reason we placed that sales assistant, and he's been hugely successful. He's moved on. This person that our employee number one that we placed almost about 16 months ago. Uh, he started out as an appointment setter, but right now is almost at a sales executive level where he's actually closing deals, and uh, uh, I think five-figure deals he's closing on his own and things like that. So within a year, the right person has moved from being an appointment setter to being a integral part of this particular agency that he was dropped in. But the only reason he's been successful is because when we dropped him in, our client had all the systems and processes in place, and this person was able to go into that sales playground and start, with a bit of training and coaching and the right mindset, was able to turn this around for the client, and and even turn it around for himself by making this amazing jump and making a lot of money. But the first step over here is, if you don't have those systems and processes, and if you're listening to this, I'm thinking that maybe you don't have some of those sales systems and processes in place right now. So what we want to do is we want to take one step back and start out with a marketing assistant. And marketing assistant is, it's a beautiful thing once you understand what that person does for you. But maybe I'll ask Jeff over here, just on the uh, top level side. Jeff, marketing assistant, sales assistant, account manager, why is the order so important when we start building out our internal growth for agency?
So the first thing that every agency needs, and if you don't already have it, is you need a solid list of your prospects. Whatever your niche is, doesn't really matter. But once you get that list, what the heck are you going to do with it? And so with it is, of course, set up some cold email campaigns, set up a different strategy. So you pick your top 100 and you focus on them. And, the way we teach it is in the, you're going to talk to all of those clients by video, by email, on their social media every single week, and so it's all of that stuff's happening. And that's your marketing assistant taking care of that. So when a lead comes in, let's say you got lucky and something just came in on your website for whatever reason, they're going to do the research. They're going to, is this a company that you want to work with? What size are they? Whatever data they can gather for you. So you're going to have that happen. And then it's going to get passed. Well, ideally, you want to get to the point where your marketing assistant can actually put an appointment on your calendar to have a strategy session or whatever you happen to call it. So you've got that going on. They're taking care of the day-to-day posting in the social media. I mean, I'm not going to read this list to you, but just think of all the things that you do every day. And if you're like a little bit struggling here and saying, well, how am I going to afford this person? Remember, this person also has some level of talent in other basic administrative support issues. So, they can type. So instead of you typing up the SOP or whatever's going on, you can ask for their help to do that. But you want to make sure that every day that they're managing your cold outreach campaign, you can train them up to do, Facebook campaigns, all of these different things. And so that's why marketing assistant comes first, because now you've got a list, you're starting to generate some leads. And once you bring that sales assistant in or sales development rep, their job then is to take that information and turn those into prospects. And so they're working that list every single day, making phone calls. Somebody raises their hand, they're tracking them down, getting them on your calendar. If they cancel, they're getting them back on the calendar. And then at some point, as Azar pointed out, you can move that person up a level and they can start doing your discovery calls for you. Right. So now all of a sudden, instead of having a one step, you do discovery call and sales together, or you're doing two steps, but you're doing the discovery call and you're also doing the actual sales
Mhm.
presentation, it gets a bit
Yeah.
overwhelming. There's just a lot going on there. And then finally
Yeah.
come around to the account manager, which is, yeah, everybody, like you said, in that 300,000-400,000 range, you're probably still directly dealing with your clients, and that sucks all your time when you do that. So getting that third position in place, because the first two are going to help you grow, and the third position is going to help you better manage that growth.
Yeah. Khizer, can you stop sharing? So no, those are some great insights, Jeff. And so this is the first step. Now, you kind of got the order. We want the marketing assistant, we want the sales assistant, and we want the account manager. These are the three key roles that we've been able to identify. And the reason it's successful from where we're sitting, because we're working with a close to 100 agencies who have these associates inside their agencies, and they're only placed in these key roles. We don't even think outside of these key roles right now, because we're so hugely successful in getting the right person inside the right process, or start creating the right process for our agency clients, that we don't even venture out into a web developer or a coder or PHP person or a SEO expert or a ad purchaser for you or anything like that. Even though we did try that early on, but we realized that let's just focus on these core requirements, because these are this is such a tremendous help when you have this person in. Even you can call it the marketing assistant, and this person is building out your core funnels that, as an agency owner for 3, 4, 5, I don't know how long you've been at it, you haven't even thought about. At best, you may have run some SEO work on your website, or run some Google ads for yourself. But now this is like completely doing this as a client, and setting up, like Jeff stated, that get a list of your prospects. Who are the people you're trying to target? Are you a generalist agency inside your city, or you want to be able to blow up all across the US and Canada, and focus on what Jeff did, childcare maybe, and now all of a sudden, you're open to the entire North American market. Which route? And we, by the way, suggest that a lot of our clients focus on niches, and that's a really good route to take, for sure. We can talk about that some other time. But just this person coming in and setting up, working on this list, organizing this list. Now you have 1,000, 1,500, 2,000 people that you can work on. Start sending some emails, and not just one email, a sequence of email. So you're going to need somebody to do this, because like we already discussed, that we're going to lose track. We're going to forget where we were. We're going to be like, I'm going to have to clean up this list. I'll do it tomorrow, tomorrow, tomorrow. And then there's a new deal we got to close. And then we got a client angry who needs some help. And, this gets put aside one more time. So this marketing assistant comes in 40 hours a week, 160 hours a month, and starts doing these things. And usually what Jeff recommends is, we need to give this person at least 90 days to build out your funnels, have them start working and things like that, before you start even thinking about a salesperson who can come in. Because we're on the sales assistant side, guys. Just one last thing I want to say is that we're in 2022 right now. Don't expect somebody to come in and give them your website address and tell them to call people in your city and they're going to have success. It's never going to happen. I've never seen that happen. So right now we need to think as digital marketing agency owners, and to get this thing right. And if you even have a cold email outreach campaign, like we have several running, now you put in a sales assistant in the role, and that person can now come in, and there can be a sequence inside your CRM. I'm not sure what you're using, HubSpot, or we use High Level. But that it should be automated enough by your marketing assistant that the salesperson now comes in and he sees that there were 100 emails sent out yesterday. 50 of them got open. If you have a 50% open rate, now he can call these people up who maybe opened up the email or clicked on the link, and now he has a foot in the door at least, right? It's not complete cold calling. So that's the basic level of strategic wins that we're talking about by, investing in you by not doing these entry level jobs yourself. You step back into the CEO role, start out with the marketing assistant, let him build out these core funnels. We've identified some of these core campaigns for you in the document. Khizr, let's drop it in the chat, and let's also email out to everyone who's on this call. And get that marketing set up properly for your agency. Please do that. It's easy. It doesn't cost a lot of money. You can start, the cold outreach that Jeff was talking about. It's not going to cost you an arm and a leg. Once you have some of these things built up, you can start investing in Facebook ads, Google ads, and things like that. That time's going to come as well. But get started, get somebody on this full time, and see the magic happening, because now you can start put in a appointment setter on top of these funnels, and this person is going to start calling these people up for you and start booking new appointments for you and get some strategy sessions and things like that for you going. And the last piece of the puzzle is, as you start increasing retention base, the clients that are going to come in on a retainer, you want to be able to retain them as well. So focus on retention by not doing account management yourself. By account management, I hope you guys understand, is the client servicing, right? Your client calls you, this is what I need. I need to change the hours, or holidays are coming up. This is all account manager. And a lot of times we do a really good job where we do upsells as well. We go and talk to our clients, and we're walking out with extra $5,000 or something like that. So the account manager should be able to do all of these things for you. Make sure that the client stays happy all the time, not just some of the time, like sometimes we do. And make sure that that account is constantly growing over the number of years as well. So get that person in once you're, getting past 10 clients or 15 monthly clients and things like that, and start seeing the magic happen on that side as well. But the marketing assistant is the person that you should be hiring first. Any closing remarks, Jeff, on this?
Yeah, and remember, a marketing assistant, I mean, just reflect for a second here. How many of you guys are sending out reports consistently every month, same day, or is it kind of sporadic when you get time to do it yourself? So even your marketing assistant, you got to train them, obviously, but they can pull your reports now, get them sent out. In the future, when you get that account manager in place, that person will do it. But you can put all these different things in place that keep all the balls that you keep dropping can be help. You can hire help to do this. And like Azur said, we've discovered that these three positions in this order is what we see the most success with. And again, if you've got all your systems in place and everything's already up and running, you may be able to jump to that sales assistant or jump to that account management. But if you're in that $300,000 to $400,000 range struggling, this is the process we recommend.
Yeah, and just on a closing note, maybe try to explain this in this way, that if you're paying yourself $150,000 a year right now, and you have an agency that's $400,000, $300,000 a year, and just hiring these key roles, I think you can probably hire, somewhere in between Upwork. That's kind of where we are. With us, these three positions would cost you maybe $70,000 for all three full-time people, and you just saved yourself $70,000 or the entire $150,000, because now you don't have to do these jobs half-heartedly or half-assed. You have three full-time people doing these three jobs for you all the time now, and so you save yourself some money, and what the growth that it's going to unlock for you is going to be a beautiful thing. So give that a shot. We'll send out an email to you guys. Thanks for listening to us. And where do we hire them? So Corin, Khizr, you can drop the website link. Corin, you can check out our website as well. And then there's comparisons we've done. You can obviously hire these people on platforms like Upwork and Fiverr. Those are the really entry level people, depending on what your budgets are right now. You can also hire a good marketing assistant from inside the US if you're in the US or Canada, and somewhere close to your home state. And these guys would be able to do amazing job for you. We're kind of in the middle as RepStack. We focus on quality people, obviously, but also provide a advantage on the pricing side. So we're kind of in the middle between these platforms like Upwork, Fiverr, RepStack, and then a local hire. So our website is right there. You guys should check it out. There's lots of case studies on there as well with real life stories with working with clients and things like that. And check that out. If you guys have any questions, talk to us soon. Thanks, Renee, for booking the discovery call. We'll talk to you soon.